Om Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantayet Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sairam. Yesterday we paused after the Ganapati Mantram. So we'll do the Ganapati, Gayatri, and then most of you should have already learned the Guru Prarthana Shlokas. I'll share them on the screen so that you will all chant with me the Guru Prarthana. And fortunately, there are only 70 people on the class because the others are not probably destined to learn this. That is how Swami works. But if you are on this class, as I mentioned, please open your videos. Please join from a laptop. Sometimes I feel if I'm actually doing disservice by doing this, honestly speaking, because if there are people that are not able to follow instructions, that means I'm doing apatra danam. That means I should be forgiven for giving this beautiful vidya to people who don't deserve it because they're not good students in following instructions. So before I actually start, I'm seeking forgiveness of Bhagavan Sri Sat Sai Baba. Even after requesting so many times, if you don't follow instructions and you join these classes 10 minutes after the class begins, what kind of students are these? Om Ganana Antva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavin Kavinamupamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashunvannotibhi Siddhasadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinamavit Trayavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatchai Namaha Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Hridakache Sada Bhantam Shantamanandarupinam Jnanabhanumaham Vande Sadgurum Satyasajinam Om Sri Sai Dattatreya Namaha Om Sri Sai Varadaha कार्तवीर्यादिराजराज्यप्रदः अनघः विश्वश्लाघ्यः अमिताचारः दत्तात्रेयमुनीश्वरः पराशक्तिपदाश्लिष्टः योगानन्दः सदोन्मदः समस्तवैरितेजोहृत् परमामृतसागरः अनसूयागर्भरत्नं भोगमोक्षसुखप्रदः ॐ दत्तात्रेय हरे कृष्ण उन्मत्तानन्ददायक दिगंबर मुने बाला पिशाच ज्ञान सागर ओम द्रां श्री साई राम रक्ष माम ओम द्रां श्री साई राम पाहि माम हे परमेश्वर दीन दयाळो साईनाथ गुरुदेव कृपाळो रक्ष रक्ष जगदीश्वर साई आर्तत्राण परायण साई ओम समर्थ सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम नमो गुरुभ्यो गुरुपादुकाभ्यो नमः परेभ्यः परपादुकाभ्यः आचार्य सिद्धेश्वर पादुकाभ्यो नमोस्तु लक्ष्मीपति पादुकाभ्यः ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ओम श्री गुरवे श्री सत्यसाईनाथ श्री पादुकां पूजयामि नमः। ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ओम श्री परम गुरवे श्री शिरडी साईनाथ श्री पादुकां पूजयामि नमः। ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं श्री परमेष्टि गुरवे श्री दत्तात्रेय स्वामी श्री पादुकां पूजयामि नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। So that is Guru Prarthana, and most of you already know the Mahaganapati Nyasa and Dhyana mantra. Just follow through with me as we do this, and we will do 10 times the japa and go into the rest of the nyasas. ओम अस्य श्री महागणपति महामंत्रस्य गणक ऋषिः गायत्री छन्दः महागणपतिर्देवता गां बीजं गीं शक्तिः गों कीलकं श्री महागणपति प्रसाद सिद्ध्यर्थे जपे विनियोगः। ओम गां अंगुष्ठाभ्यां नमः गीं तर्जनीभ्यां नमः गों मध्यमाभ्यां नमः गैं अनामिकाभ्यां नमः गौं कनिष्ठिकाभ्यां नमः गः करतलकरपृष्ठाभ्यां नमः। ओम गां हृदयाय नमः गीं शिरसे स्वाहा गों शिखायै वषट् गैं कवचाय हुं गौं नेत्रत्रयाय वौषट् गः अस्त्राय फट् भूर्भुवः सुवरोमिति दिग्बन्धः ध्यानं बीजापूरगदेक्षुकार्मुकर्जा चक्राब्जपाशोत्पला व्रीह्यग्रस्वविषाणरत्नकलशैः प्रोद्यत्कराम्भोरुहः ध्येयो वल्लभया सपद्मकरया श्लिष्टोज्ज्वलद्भूषया विश्वोत्पत्तिविपत्तिसंस्थितिकरो विघ्नेश इष्टार्थदः लं पृथिवी तत्पृथिव्यात्मने गन्धं कल्पयामि हम आकाशात्मने पुष्पं कल्पयामि यं वायव्यात्मने धूपं कल्पयामि रं अग्न्यात्मने अग्न्यात्मने दीपं कल्पयामि वम अमृतात्मने अमृतं कल्पयामि सं सर्वात्मने सर्वोपचारान् समर्पयामि लमित्यादि पंचोपचारान् समर्पयामि। अथ गणपति मूल मंत्रं दशवारं जपेत। ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानज स्वाहा। ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानज स्वाहा। ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानज स्वाहा। ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानज स्वाहा। ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानज स्वाहा। ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानज स्वाहा। ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानज स्वाहा। ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानज स्वाहा। ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानज स्वाहा। ओम श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानज स्वाहा। ओम गं हृदयाय नमः गीं शिरसे स्वाहा गूं शिखायै वषट् गैं कवचाय हुं गौं नेत्रत्रयाय वौषट् गः अस्त्राय फट् भूर्भुवः सुवरोम इति दिग्विमोकः ध्यानं बीजापूरगदेक्षु कार्मुकरुजा चक्राब्जपाशोत्पला व्रीह्यग्रस्वविषाणरत्नकलशैः प्रोद्यत्कराम्भोरुहः ध्येयो वल्लभया सपद्मकरया श्लिष्टोज्ज्वलद्भूषया विश्वोत्पत्तिविपत्तिसंस्थितिकरो विघ्नेश इष्टार्थदः लं पृथिव्यात्मने गन्धं कल्पयामि हम आकाशात्मने पुष्पं कल्पयामि यं वायव्यात्मने धूपं कल्पयामि रम अज्ञात्मने दीपं कल्पयामि वम अमृतात्मने अमृतं कल्पयामि सम सर्वात्मने सर्वोपचारान् समर्पयामि सुमुखश्चैकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकः लंबोदरश्च विकटो विघ्नराजो विनायकः धूमकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षो फालचन्द्रो गजाननः वक्रतुण्डशूर्पकर्णो हेरम्बस्कन्दपूर्वजः षोडशैतानि नामानि यः पठेत् शृणुयादपि विद्यारम्भे विवाहे च प्रवेशे निर्गमे तथा संग्रामे सर्वकार्येषु विघ्नस्तस्य न जायते अभीप्सितार्थसिद्ध्यर्थं पूजितो यः सुरैरपि सर्वविघ्नच्छिते नमः ओम श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः. Then after doing the Ganapati Nyasa and Ganapati Dhyana, then we do what are called as Shuddhi mantras. And these Shuddhi mantras associated with the Shuddhi means purification of the asana on which you are sitting, purification of the place where you are, well, purification of the five elements of the nature around. Of course, they are pure, but in the context of your environment, your atmosphere, which may or may not be harboring right aspect of unpolluted air and all those aspects. That is what is about Bhuta Shuddhi. Then we do the Saraswati Puja, which is invoking the Saptashati, the book that we are actually using, or if you printed it, or if it is in your computer, pray to the computer. And so this is like Saraswati Puja, invoking Mother Saraswati, so that you will have Vak Shuddhi, that you will have exact pronunciation and the sound that is required to be produced. Then there are two important mantras called Shapodhara mantra, and which is to remove the veil associated with the, which is, these are the decryption and decompression mantras, and the Utkilana mantra, it is the decompression mantra. Shapodhara mantra is the decryption mantra. And without doing these things, then there is absolutely no point of having Saptashati Parayanam, because what happens is, without chanting these appropriate mantras and the Ekādaśa Nyāsa, the full efficacy of the Saptashati Parayanam will not happen. It will only be just like reading a Puranic text, nothing more than that. The mythological text, nothing more than that. What it would get you is very limited phala, limited efficacy. But this is the reason why I don't know how many people joined after 10 minutes now. And if you have joined after 10 minutes, please, I want to be very clear with you. I am requesting everyone to join at least 5-10 minutes before the class, not after the class starts. For heaven's sake, please have discipline. If it is not up to you and you cannot do it, nobody is forcing you. Don't join these classes, because you are not destined to learn this with discipline. If you don't have the discipline to follow teacher's instruction, you are not eligible to learn. You understand that? And how many times I request people to open their videos so that I can see you. The teacher looking at the student is the most important aspect about teaching, not you simply listening on a phone or listening on a video. That's not teaching. The teaching happens in the, now we are in virtual presence, but actually the teaching doesn't even happen without the physical presence of the Guru. And of course, we are living in a different world. But even in that context, if somebody is requesting, a teacher is requesting you, please open your videos so I can see you, and you don't oblige that, that means, unless you really have a problem that you cannot join, which I understand, then you inform me. You say, sorry, sir, I can't open my video today for whatever reason. That is fine. But generally speaking, you have to follow instruction. And if you don't, I am humbly requesting you, don't join these classes. I'm not interested in marketing. I'm not about numbers. This is not prachara class. This is not marketing class. I don't care 5 people join or 50 people join. It doesn't really matter. But sincerity and devotion, dedication, and follow up through the study is what is required to be in this class. If you can't comply with those, 100%, please go to some other teacher. It's very clear, because I'm now going to teach the Nyāsa mantras. And Nyāsa mantras cannot be taught to people that are not disciplined, because these Nyāsas are very powerful. If you don't learn and practice them properly, as I said, you will be reading a Puranic text, which is fine. And that is what you're destined to get. That's what you will get. But my intent is not only doing this with 100% of love and commitment, but it is also to reciprocate that in the context of your own commitment to yourself for the study of this beautiful text. Bhuta Shuddhi. Now, in the context of this follow up through this, brothers and sisters, you have to practice these mantras, and you have to do this for universal peace with pure love and service attitude. But pure love doesn't mean emotional love. Pure love has 100% of discipline and commitment to it. Like Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba will take you to task if you do not follow discipline, not because he's not love. There are instances where he has thrown people out of the ashram because they were not disciplined. That's love. Because hey, if you cannot be doing this with 100% commitment and dedication, and when there is a call to do the Parayanam for world peace, you may have 1,000 commitments. I have published already the schedule 1 month ahead of time. And what is the Guru Dakshina you are offering? The Guru Dakshina you are offering is commitment to come and chant and be present. Because I'm saying we're doing a Shatachandi Parayana, we are spending enormous amount of time and effort by many, many people, not just me. And when you publish a schedule and I'm requesting you to sign up and chant, unless there is some kind of emergency, you cannot just say that I have some other commitment or whatever and I go somewhere else. That is not focus. That is not discipline. That is not what is expected of a sincere student, because everything that is being done is for absolutely no commercial purpose, absolutely no personal intent. There is zero personal intent. Does the student actually deserve that? And if you don't have that, I still don't understand. Are we talking rocket science here? Don't you expect this from your children? And when you send them to study something? My intent is not to hurt people, but I still see that people do not follow through. That is not a good student. And then I have to ask myself the question, I should just stop all of this. It doesn't really, why am I doing this? Okay, Sairam. Vishnuhu idam Vishnurvichakrame tredha nidhane padam samudhamascha shure harihi om. So Bhuta Shuddhi is associated with asana Shuddhi is associated with purification of the asana. Okay, Lalita, can you open your unmute yourself and then let us chant, follow through. You can open the text, other text if you want to follow Telugu text. It is also there on the drive. Okay. Sri Sai Ishwaraya Namaha Harihi Om. Asya Sri Asana Mahamantrasya
Asya Sri Asana Mahamantrasya Asya Sri Asana Mahamantrasya
Prithivyameru Prushta Rishihi
Prithivyamer Prushtha Rushihi Prithivyamer Prushtha Rushihi
Sutalan Chandaha
Sutalam Chandaha Sutalam Chandaha
Kurmo Devata
Kurmo Devata Kurmo Devata
Asane Viniyogaha
Asane Viniyogaha Asane Viniyogaha
Om Prithvitaya Dhruta Loka
Om Prithvitaya Dhrita Loka
Devit. Go ahead.
Om Prithvitaya Dhrita Loka
Devitvam Vishnuna Dhruta
Devi Tvam Vishnuna Dhrita Devi Tvam Vishnuna Dhrita
Om Prudhvitaya Dhruta Loka Devitvam Vishnuna Dhruta
Om Prithvitaya Dhrita Loka Devi Tvam Vishnuna Dhrita Om Prithvitaya Dhrita Loka Devi Tvam Vishnuna Dhrita
Tvancha Dharayaman Devi
Tvam cha dharaya mam devi Tvam cha dharaya mam devi
Pavitrang Kuruchasanam
Pavitram kuru chasanam Pavitram kuru chasanam
Tvancha Dharayaman Devi Pavitrang Kuruchasanam
Tvam cha dharaya mam devi Pavitram kuru chasanam Tvam cha dharaya mam devi Pavitram kuru chasanam
Om Bhurbhuvaswaha Ityasanam Samproksha. You don't have to repeat that, Amma. That is, then mentally thinking Om Bhurbhuswaha, you take a few drops of water and sprinkle on the asana that you are sitting. Om Anantasana Yanamagam.
Om Anantasana Namaha Om Anantasana Namaha
Om Kurmasana Yanamagam.
Om Kurmasana Namaha Om Kurmasana Namaha
Om Yogasana Yanamagam.
Om Yogasana Namaha Om Yogasana Namaha
You missed.
Om Vimalasana Yanamagam.
Om Vimalasana Namaha Om Vimalasana Namaha
Om Padmasana Yanamagam.
Om Padmasana Namaha Om Padmasana Namaha
Om Yogasana Yanamagam.
Om Yogasana Namaha Om Yogasana Namaha
Om Adhara Shaktyai Namaham.
Om Adhara Shaktyai Namaha Om Adhara Shaktyai Namaha
Om Dushta Vidravana Nrusimhasana Yanamagam.
Om Dushta Vidravana Nrisimhaya Namaha
Nrusimhasana.
Om Dushta Vidravana Nrisimhasanaya Namaha Om Dushta Vidravana Nrisimhasanaya Namaha
Om Madhye Paramasukhasana Yanamagam.
Om Madhye Paramasukhasana Namaha Om Madhye Paramasukhasana Namaha
Om Urdhvakesi Virupakshi.
Om Urdhvakeshi Virupakshi Om Urdhvakeshi Virupakshi
Mamsa Shonita Bhakshane.
Mamsa Shonita Bhakshane Mamsa Shonita Bhakshane
Tishtha Devi Sikha Bandhe.
Tishtha Devi Shikha Bandhe
Chamun.
Tishtha Devi Shikha Bandhe
Chamunde Hyaparajite.
Chamunde Hyaparajite. Chamunde Hyaparajite.
This is called as the Sikha Bandhana Mantram, which you have to tie the hair in the back, at least for the ones that have the Sikha. And for ladies, you have to tie the hair in the back and not let it flow. You have to tie it in the back. This is Sikha Bandhana. This is part of the discipline associated with all this ritual. There is a spirit aspect of it. If I don't want to overwhelm you explaining every aspect of this, but what you have to know is all this what yesterday I described in length about why the ritual and the spirit are completely going together. And part of observing the ritual is the discipline. And the discipline, if you don't have the discipline and complete presence in doing the ritual, you don't invoke the spirit associated with it, period. And this is the reason why I'm today in today's class, I'm so intense and hard. Huh? You have to pay attention to this ritual, which is discipline. See how what we're doing in these mantras is asana shuddhi, means the place, the seat on which you are sitting. If it doesn't have the appropriate energies associated with it, you won't be able to sit in one place for 3.5, 4 hours to be able to do the complete parayana with 100% presence without getting distracted, anything about it. Everything that you're doing around Digbandha means you lock yourself in this time, in this space, and in this complete presence to the divinity. So that, why do you do that? Because in following through this process of purification, all the way from asana shuddhi to all the nyasas, which purifies each and every atom within you, so that you are complete pure presence, then only you will be able to actually connect to the mantras with total decryption and decompression. Who wants to spend 3.5, 4 hours every month doing this when you don't want to receive the full benefit out of it? This is the question each person has to ask themselves. And perhaps if you conclude, hey, this stuff is really not for me, there is no problem at all. That is 100% what, there is absolutely no judgment about it. And don't feel bad about it or guilty about it. It's not for you if it is not for you. But if you are committed to do this, and that's why when I gave the Diksha mantra itself, you took an oath that you will have commitment to follow through, and that is your own oath, and that's your own oath, not to me, to the Sri Guru, who is the inspiration, and that's the contract that you have between Bhagavan and yourself. I am the dog and the donkey. I bark and I work like a donkey for my master. And he is, you can see who the master is behind. 100%. Nothing comes between master and this individual self. So then you're doing Bhuta Shuddhi. Apasarpantu. Okay. Om apasarpantu te bhuta.
Om apasarpantu te bhuta. Om apasarpantu te bhuta.
Ye bhuta vighnakartarah.
Ye bhuta vignakartarah. Ye bhuta vignakartarah.
Aste nashyantu
Sairam
siva.
uncle, can you scroll up on the English version?
Oh, sorry. Okay. Om apasarpantu te bhuta.
Om apasarpantu te bhuta. Om apasarpantu te bhuta.
Ye bhuta bhumi samsthitah.
Ye bhuta bhumi samsthitah. Ye bhuta bhumi samsthitah.
Ye bhuta vighnakartaras.
Ye bhuta vignakartaras. Ye bhuta vignakartaras.
te nashyantu shivāgnaya.
te nashyantu shivagnaya, te nashyantu shivagnaya.
Om apasarpantu te bhuta ye bhuta bhumi samsthitaah ye bhuta vighnakartaraste nashyantu shivagnaya.
Om apasarpantu te bhuta ye bhuta bhumi samsthitaah ye bhuta vighnakartaraste te nashyantu shivagnaya. Om apasarpantu te bhuta ye bhuta bhumi samsthitaah ye bhuta vighnakartaraste nashyantu shivagnaya.
Now here there is a ritual that is done, that using the left, what we call as the ankle area, you hit 3 times on the floor you are sitting, and when you do that, you are basically taking away any kind of negative energies that interfere with this process of purification, and that is the meaning of that. A bhuta vighnakartaraha, whatever are the energies that are associated with creating obstacles, they are going to be annihilated by the divine command of the supreme consciousness Shiva. That is what is bhuta shuddhi. And then what you are going to do is, this is called Bhairava Agnya. Bhairava is another great commander for the mother, and this is another aspect about repeating this shloka is Bhairava. Now you have to take permission from Bhairava. There are great devotees or great commanders whose permission is required in a ritual point of view in order to enter into this space associated with the mother. This is sounding, very similar to if you need a permit, if you need to get an appointment with a prime minister or president or even a CEO of a company, etc. Then there are certain protocols you have to follow. Similar protocols, there are energies that are guiding, and these energies have to be opening up. You can think about it that way. All the energies have to open up, all the positive energies have to be invoked, and negative energies have to be sublimated or annihilated in order for this body to be completely purified and be present to what is going to happen. Now all this stuff is a requirement of protocol in doing this parayana. Om Tikshnadamshtra Mahakaya.
Om Tikshnadamshtra Mahakaya. Om Tikshnadamshtra Mahakaya.
Kalpantadahanopama.
Kalpantadahanopama. Kalpantadahanopama.
Bhairavaya Namastubhyam.
Bhairavaya Namastubhyam. Bhairavaya Namastubhyam.
Anugnyandaatumarhase.
Anugnandaatumarhasi. Anugnandaatumarhasi.
Gna, gna, not gna. Anugnyam daatumarhase.
Anugnam datumarhasi. Anugnam datumarhasi.
Bhairavaya Namastubhyam.
Bhairavaya Namastubhyam. Bhairavaya Namastubhyam.
Anugnyandaatumarhase.
Anugnam datumarhasi. Anugnam datumarhasi.
And similarly, when you do Mahanyasam, you take permission of Nandi. And so that is, here you take the permission of the Bhairava. And now here we are going to do the Saraswati Puja, which is invoking the Mother Saraswati, who is in the form of the word and who is in the form of these beautiful mantras. And so she is the one that needs to give permission or blessing to go into the next step. Om Namah Pishachini.
Sairam uncle, there were 2 lines after the Shivagnya.
Yeah, yes.
That we probably is that of any say?
Yeah, so whatever whatever is in parenthesis here is optional. For the purposes of doing tarpana, for homa, etc., additional rituals are done. And we are not going into those additional rituals in this because we are only doing parayana. We are not doing tarpanam and we are not doing homam with these mantras. When tarpanam and homa are done, then along with this bhuta, after the bhuta shuddhi, then there also do prana pratishtha and deepa stapana and those kind of things are done. That is what is noted. Thank you for reminding me about that. Okay. Om Namah Pishachini Karankini.
Om Namah Pishachini Karankini. Om Namah Pishachini Karankini.
Nigadu na tattadadhana. Om Namah Pishachini Karankini.
Om Namah Pishachini Karankini. Om Namah Pishachini Karankini.
Trishula Khadga Haste Simharudhe.
Trishula Khadga Haste Simharudhe. Trishula Khadga Haste Simharudhe.
Ehyehi Agacha Gacha.
Ehyehi Agacha Gacha. Ehyehi Agacha Gacha.
Imam Pujang Granha Granha.
Imam Pujam Grinha Grinha. Imam Pujam Grinha Grinha.
Okay, so you have to remember your phonetic rules. Not Pujam, it is Pujan, because Ga is coming, right? Pujangra, Nga is what is used, okay? So Imam Om Namah Pishachini Karankini Trishula Khadgahaste Simharudhe Ehyehi Agacha Gacha Imam Pujang Granha Swaha. That is the mantra. Okay, you want to repeat, ma? Okay, go ahead.
Om Namah Pisachini Karankini Trishula Khadgahaste Simharudhe Ehyehi Agacha Gacha Imam Pujang Grinha Swaha.
Okay, Swaha, that is every time we are doing the Swaha mantra like that, Swaha. Om Saptasati Saraswatyai Namaha Avahayami.
Om Saptashati Saraswatyai Namaha Avahayami.
Om Hrim Chandikayai Namaha.
Om Hrim Chandikayai Namaha. Om Hrim Chandikayai Namaha.
So with using that Om Hrim Chandikayai Namaha, Om Lam Prithivyaatmane Gandham Kalpayami, the Panchopachara is done to the book that you are using, and because we on the Peetham on which you put the book, and that is the protocol in the context of using a book and a Vyasa Peetham, you mentally offer the puja to the Saraswati Devi. Lam Pridhivyatmane Gandham Kalpayami, Hammakashatmane Pushpam Kalpayami, Yam Vaivyaatmane Dhupam Kalpayami, Ram Ajnatmane Deepam Kalpayami, Vam Amrutatmane Amrutanaivedjam Kalpayami, Lamityadi Panchopacharan Samarpayami. Now it is Shapa Uddhara Mantra. This is the decryption mantra. Om Hrim Klim Shrim Kram Krim.
Om Hrim Klim Shrim Kram Krim. Om Hrim Klim Shrim Kram Krim.
Chandike Devi Shapanugraham Kuru Kuru Swaha.
Chandike Devi Shapanugraham Kuru Kuru Swaha. Chandike Devi Shapanugraham Kuru Kuru Swaha.
Okay, this mantram I'll say one more time. Om Hrim Klim Shrim Kram Krim Chandike Devi Shapanugraham Kuru Kuru Swaha.
Om Hrim Klim Shrim Kram Krim Chandike Devi Shapanugraham Kuru Kuru Swaha.
Now, I hope all of you are repeating along with Lalita, no? Not just listening to her or watching the show. This is the reason why you have to be, otherwise you are not getting the initiation into the mantras. If you don't repeat after, you are only just listening to it. So that,
Anna, one question here. This hum is pronounced as hung, as not in a bijakshara, hung kuru kuru or hum kuru kuru.
Shapanugraham. Okay, this is Anugraham. This is Shapa Anugraham Kuru Kuru Swaha. It's not a bija mantra. It's not a bijaksharam. It is Shapa Anugraham Kuru Kuru Swaha. So it is a word, not a bija.
Because in Sanskrit also it is hum is written as separately.
Yeah, okay. I will make sure that these mistakes are corrected. Okay. Om Hrim Klim Shrim Kram Krim Chandike Devi Shapanugraham Kuru Kuru Swaha. Now this mantra is chanted 7 times. And then the other one is called the Utkilana mantra. Utkilana is decompression. All the mantras, as I said, are encrypted and decompressed. So these are the mantras for decryption and decompression. Om Shrim Klim Hrim Saptashati Chandike.
Om Shrim Klim Hrim Saptashati Chandike. Om Shrim Klim Hrim Saptashati Chandike.
Utkilanam Kuru Kuru Swaha.
Utkilanam Kuru Kuru Swaha. Utkilanam Kuru Kuru Swaha.
You have to remember phonetics, huh? Utkilanam Kuru Kuru Swaha. The nga has to be there. Om Shrim Klim Hrim Saptashati Chandike. Utkilanam Kuru Kuru Swaha.
Om Shrim Klim Hrim Saptashati Chandike. Utkilanam Kuru Kuru Swaha. Om Shrim Klim Hrim Saptashati Chandike. Utkilanam Kuru Kuru Swaha.
Okay, that mantra is repeated 21 times. And then you invoke Ganesha. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswatjai Namaha. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Kuladevataye Namaha. Avignamastu. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Narayanarottamaya Namaha. Om Saraswati Devyai Namaha. Om Vedavyasaya Namaha. Sri Sai Ishwaraya Namaha. Harihi Om. Now that completes the Prastavana portion of what we are going to do before the Saptashati Parayana. After this Prastavana mantra, then you go to the Ekādaśa Nyāsa. See, now after this Utkilana mantra, then you go to doing in the protocol, in the process that we follow, then we do the Kavacham, Argala, Kilakam. After completing this, Sai Ishwaraya Namaha, Harihi Om. From here starts the Chandi Kavacham. Yes, so far so good. So we are done the Utkilana and the Shapodhara. Those two are finished. Now you can actually visualize the mother through the Kavacham in the gross aspects of it, the Argala, which is the subtle aspects of it, and then the Kilakam, which is the causal aspects of it, and you complete the Parayana of those three before you get into the Ekādaśa Nyāsa. Clear? Okay. So here, since we already learned those things, here we are now jumping into Ekādaśa Nyāsa. We won't chant Ratri Suktam yet. Okay, Ratri Suktam is chanted after the Ekādaśa Nyāsa. Ratri Suktam is chanted. So before that, all these things are followed through that. Now this is a Ekādaśa Nyāsa. There are 11 different Nyāsa associated with the Devi Saptashati Parayanam or even Homam. And some of you have noticed me doing these things during the charm. But here, where you are all going to learn this, and then we will, on August 6th, when we do the Parayanam, you can follow through, so that now you are getting pretty much initiation of all these Nyasa mantras through this aspect, right? Now, first is what is called as Rishyadi Nyasa. Okay, Ma, you can open the file called, if you want in Telugu, Saptashati Nyasa. Sorry, Ekādaśa Nyāsa. Open the file called Ekādaśa Nyāsa. And if those of you who have joined late gracefully, you can also go back to these folders on the, where is this? On this Google Drive, Purvanga Patha, and you can go and open Ekādaśa Nyāsa files. Ekādaśa Nyāsa. And these Ekādaśa Nyāsa are there in Devanagari, Kannada, and Telugu, and English as well. I'll be showing on the screen the English one, and you can follow through. Sri Saishwaraya Namaha Harihi Om Atha Moola Mantra Nyāsaha.
Atha Moola Mantra Nyāsaha.
Saishwara.
Sri Saishwaraya Namaha Harihi Om Atha Moola Mantra Nyāsaha. Sri Saishwaraya Namaha Harihi Om Atha Moola Mantra Nyāsaha.
Om Asya Sri Chandikamba Mahamantrasya.
Om Asya Sri Chandikamba Mahamantrasya. Om Asya Sri Chandikamba Mahamantrasya.
Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rishayaha.
Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rishayaha. Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rishayaha.
Gayatrushni Ganuštubhaschandamsi.
Gayatrushti Ganuštubhaschandamsi. Gayatrushti Ganuštubhaschandamsi.
Gayatri Ushnik Anuštubha Ha Chandamsi, right? So Gayatrushni, not Trushti, Trushni. Oma? Okay. Gayatrushni Ganuštubhaschandamsi.
Gayatrushti Ganuštubhaschandamsi.
Trushtigadama Trushni Na Ushnik Ushnik. So Gayatrushni Ganuštubhaschandamsi.
Gayatrushni Ganuštubhaschandamsi. Gayatrushni Ganuštubhaschandamsi.
Chandikam Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyatmaka Chandikamba Parameshwari Devata.
Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyatmaka Chandika Parameshwari Devata.
Amma, whoever, 1 second, Amma, I'm seeing some people holding your tablets or whatever and not doing the nyasa. This is the reason why I mentioned to you that you should join from a laptop so that you can watch the screen, or if you have a book, printed this out, you should use the book. But to do the nyasa, if you don't do the nyasa and simply do the mantra, it is absolutely doesn't make any sense. Okay, so now you understand why teaching in person is so important. If you're all sitting in person, I will be noticing each and every one of you, whether you're doing nyasa properly or not, whether you are sitting in the proper posture or not. All those things, as a teacher, it's my obligation. Please allow me to do my duty, my dharma. And your duty as a learner is to follow the instruction. And please follow the instruction. Don't, if you're joining from your iPhone, you cannot be holding an iPhone and still be doing nyasa. It is impractical. Therefore, you should join from a laptop. Be seated and then follow through the nyasa. So first, Om Asya Sri Chandikam. Now you are doing namaskara. How can you be holding an iPhone and also doing namaskara? You're doing iPhone with namaskara with iPhone. which is not appropriate. You have to fold your hands and do namaskara. Om Asya Sri Chandikamba Mahamantrasya Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rishayaha Gayatrishniganuštubhaschandamsi Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyatmaka Chandikamba Parameshwari Devata. Both hands should touch the heart because that is Devata. Mother is sitting right there. Feel the mother's presence, Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswatyatmaka, Chandikamba Parameshwari, Devata Chapama Mahakali. Om Sri Mahakali.
Om Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyatmaka Chandika Parameshwari Devata
Chandikamba.
Chandikamba Parameshwari Devata Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyatmaka Chandikamba Parameshwari Devata.
So this is very important. This word, many texts will write only Chandika Parameshwari. Specifically, Bhagavan instructed that I should use the Amba because he said many of my devotees do not have this kind of Sri Vidya Upasaka kind of discipline. So they're praying to the mother who will forgive for all the mistakes. That's why specifically Amba is inserted in this. For this body, she is the mother. And only the motherliness is invoked here. And all this Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, Chandika, specifically the Amba is added because she is the mother at the end of the day. She will forgive me and also forgive you for any mistakes. But you cannot do a mistake knowingly. That is adharma. If a mistake is done unknowingly, mother will forgive. Our own mother. If you know you have to do your homework and yet you do some kind of, game with her, she will punish. She'll say, do your homework because you know you have to do your homework and then only come and ask me for food. Right? Similarly, mother is exactly like that. If I know something and she knows I know, I have to follow. If she knows I don't know and I make a mistake, she'll forgive. Vishnuhu, Vishnuhu, Vishnuhu. Om Nanda Shakambhari Bhima Shaktayaha. Now here is a Shakti. You have to know the Nyāsas. Shakti is on the left side. The diaphragm area that is below the diaphragm area on the left side is Shakti. The diaphragm area where you have the right side is Bija, and Kilaka is touching here below the heart, right here. This is not the physical heart, the center here, that is the heart. Now when you're doing this Nyāsa, Rishi is here, Chandas is touching the area of the nose and covering the mouth, Devata is in the heart, Shakti is on the left side, Bija is on the right side, and then Kilaka is in the center. And for this Rishi Adi Nyāsa, Rishi Adi Nyāsa, all the rishis for these mantras are Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra themselves, Gayatri, Ushnig, Chandas, and Gayatri, Ushnig, and Anuštubha. These are the chandas, the meters in which they are the mantras are composed. Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswatyatmaka. The core of Chandikamba Parameshwari are the Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. Nanda, Shakambhari, Bhima are the Shakti. So when we say the Shakti, touch like this. Raktadantika, Durga, Brahmaryo, Bijani. Agni, Vayu, Surya, Tattvani in the center. Rug, Yaju, Samaveda, Dhyanani. Sri Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswatyatmaka, Chandikamba Parameshwari Prityardhe, Jepe Viniyogaha. You have to turn it yourself. Now this is the reason why I'm asking you to focus on the text, but use the hands to do the nyasa. The rest of the nyasas require the presence of your entire body, not just your hands. And therefore, if you are all able to see me from the back, right? Yes, Lalita, you can see me, ma, doing the nyasa. Okay, good. Okay, let's go through one more time. We'll start with from the Nanda Shakambari Bhima Shaktayaha from there. Okay. Om Vishnu 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 Nanda Shakambari Bhima Shaktayaha.
Nanda Shakambari Bhima Shaktayaha. Nanda Shakambari Bhima Shaktayaha.
Raktadantika Durga Brahmaryo Bijani.
Raktadantika Durga Brahmaryo Bijani. Raktadantika Durga Brahmaryo Bijani.
Agnivayu Suryastatvani.
Agnivayu Suryastatvani. Agnivayu Suryastatvani.
Rugyajus Samaveda Dhyanani.
Rugyajussamaveda dhyanani. Rugyajussamaveda dhyanani.
Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi, Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyatmaka Chandikamba Parameshwari Prityarthe Jape Viniyogaha.
Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyatmaka Chandikamba Parameshwari Prityarthe Jape Viniyogaha. Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyatmaka Chandikamba Parameshwari Prityarthe Jape Viniyogaha.
Om Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rishibhyo Namaha Sirasi.
Om Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rishibhyo Namaha Shirasi. Om Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rishibhyo Namaha Shirasi.
Gayatrishni Ganushtu Bhaschandobhyo Namaha Mukhe.
Gayatrishni Ganuštubhaschandobhyo Namaha Mukhe. Gayatrishni Ganuštubhaschandobhyo Namaha Mukhe.
Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyatmaka Chandikamba Parameshwari Devatayai Namaha Hridaye.
Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyatmaka Chandikamba Parameshwari Devatayai Namaha Hridaye. Sri Mahakali Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswatyatmaka Chandika Parameshwari Devatayai Namaha Hridaye.
Now, this Nanda Shakambari Bhima Shakti Bhyo Namaha. Dakshina Stane. Dakshina is right. Stane means the right side of your chest. That Dakshina Stane, use the hand, the full hand, and touch that. Touch like this on the Vamastane, which is on the left side. Agnivayu Suryastatve Bhyo Namaha. Nabhau. Nabhau is the navel. Touch the navel. When you touch the navel, use the Mruga Mudra. There are times where you use the full hand for doing the nyasa. There are places where you touch with Mruga Mudra. Mruga Mudra is this, right? I have shown. Do I have to put myself on spotlight so you can all see me better? Okay, 1 second, spotlight. Okay. So then this Mruga Mudra you have to do the Nabhi. So please follow from the Nanda Shakambari Bhima Shakti Bhyo Namaha. Om Nanda Shakambari Bhima Shakti Bhyo Namaha Dakshinastane.
Om Nanda Shakambari Bhima Shakti Bhyo Namaha Dakshinastane. Om Nanda Shakambari Bhima Shakti Bhyo Namaha Dakshinastane.
Raktadantika Durga Brahmaryo Bijebhyo Namaha Vamastane.
Raktadantika Durga Brahmaryo Bijebhyo Namaha Vamastane. Raktadantika Durga Brahmaryo Bijebhyo Namaha Vamastane.
Agnivayu Suryastattvebhyo Namaha Nabhau.
Agnivayu Suryastattvebhyo Namaha Nabhau. Agnivayu Suryastattvebhyo Namaha Nabhau.
Iti Rushyadinyasaha.
Iti Rushyadinyasaha. Iti Rushyadinyasaha.
Okay, now this is a Matrika Nyasa. Here in these Matrukas, what are Matrukas? Matrukas are the 50 Matrukas that represent the entire alphabet of the Sanskritam, right? So that goes from to Ksham. First, you need to know how to pronounce these matrukas properly, where the sound is invoked at certain places, like what this am, am, im, rum, r. It is not to ru, it is r. Means for all the first 16, from to the tongue doesn't touch anywhere in the mouth. The sound is coming only from the navel, through the heart, through the throat, and coming out. Okay, when you say e, u, r, e, I, o, those are completely There's no tongue touching any of the mouth. 100% sound is generated from the bottom of your navel. And this experience of this is what is called, this is Nadopasana, the actual feeling of the sound, how it is generated within your body. And each of these alphabets, letters that are Matrikas, we don't call them letters. They're more, they're actually Akshara, means the undecaying sound. Matrika means these are the mothers. These are the Matrikas, means the motherly. They're the origin. They're the source of entire sound system that is created in the universe. And all these letters or all these Matrikas are now experienced as a whole body experience as you chant through this. So that each of these Matrikas will invoke the vibration associated with them in the entire body. And this is the mother first Tatradau Matrika Nyāsa. And this Matrika Nyāsa I have put there in English, but you can also find the transliteration in of those into there are the other thing I heard to say, the protocol that we are following is as given by Adi Shankaracharya. And this is the protocol that Adi Shankaracharya has given 1,000 years ago. And 100% to the letter, that is the protocol we are following. There will be some variations that you will see with other Sri Vidya Upasakas, etc. But many of the Sri Vidya Upasakas also in India follow only the Adi Shankaracharya related protocol. And that is the protocol we are following, because for this body, other than Bhagavan, who is Bhagavan, the Jagat Guru, the Supreme Guru, the only Guru is Adi Shankaracharya. And he is the one that is done an enormous amount of service to humanity by not only giving these protocols and revising these protocols, but also writing commentaries on Vishnu Sahasranama, on the Dasha Upanishads, Vedanta Sara. I mean, it's like amazing. Is such an integrated divine, none other than the divine Shankara himself. So these protocols will be slightly different. When you go back and look at some books, they will say other mantras. We are not going to follow that. So Om, you have to Sarvatradau Pranavocharaha. Before every Matrika, you have to say Om. So it is not Am Namaha like that. Om Am Namaha, Om Am Namaha, Om Im Namaha, Om Im Namaha, Om Namaha. You have to say Pranavocharya. You have to say Om, and then only the Matrika has to be. Now when these mantras are matrikas are chanted, we go from the tip of the head all the way to the bottom of your body, and then invoke this sound vibration energy throughout the body. Lalata, lalate means here. Lalata is the forehead. Mukhe means the entire face, the mukhe. Im namaha, dakshina netre, which is right eye, dakshina netre. And when you are doing these, touching the different parts of the body, use the Mruga Mudra, unless otherwise it's shown. Like this is lalate, covering the entire forehead. You use the entire hand. Okay, you are following through. Are you all with me? Yes, Lalita, you are following.
Yes, sir.
So far, okay. So far, so good. Are you seeing me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's go through, and then we'll complete these nyasas, the Matrika nyasa today. And this is the second nyasa. So there are 9 more nyasa which we won't be able to complete. What's the time now? It's already 8:09. Okay, so let's go through this Matrika nyasa today. And I hope you are seeing me. I will stop and explain. So I will say forehead, I'll say face, like that, right? And then you can go back and revise this and do this nyasa. First, practice the matrikas yourself. Meaning, am I saying the matrikas correctly? So I'll first pronounce the matrikas, so you will know you are pronouncing the exact akshara in a proper sound manner, right? So the first 16 are the vowels. Am, im, im, ram, lrum, lrum, aim, om, ah. Those are the 16. Then om, kang, khang, gang, hang, gam, kang, khang, gang, hang, gam. So the tip, the bottom of the tongue is now touching the tip of the palate in the back, all the way where the opening of the mouth is there. There the letter is pronounced ka, ka, kang, khang, gang, hang, gam. Then cha, now the tongue is moving a little forward where the tongue is touching now the back of the palate. Chan, chan, jan, jhan, chang. Then tongue is rolled and touching the palate, rolled up. Tan, thun, dun, dhun, num. Then tongue is now touching between the teeth and the palate. Tan, thun, dun, dhun, num. Then no tongue, only lips. Pum, pum, bum, bum, mum. These are called labials. Only the lips are used. Then the same tongue movement is happening with the yum, ram, lam, vam, sham, 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 sam, hum, lam, cham. Practice these matrikas, please. You have to practice this. Backward, forward, forward, backward. Meaning then repeat. Cham, lam, like that. You have to move forward. Cham, lam, hum, sam, sham, sham, vam, lam, ram, yam, mum, bham, bum. Oh, I forgot pum pum bum. Oh, I did do the label. So reverse of them is you have to do the reverse of them, not in this first nyasa, but when we do the Chendi, the Navarna mantra japa, then we'll be using these matrikas not only forward but backward. So im, im, rum, rum, aim, om, ah, kang, khang, gang, hangam, chan, chan, jan, jhan, cham, tan, than, dan, dhanam, tan, than, dan, dhanam, pam, pham, bam, bhammam, yam, ram, lam, vam, sham, sham, sam, hum, lam, cham, lam, hum, sam, Sham, Sham, Vam, Lam, Ram, Yam, Mam, Bham, Bam, Pam, Pam, Nam, Dham, Dam, Than, Tam, Nam, Dham, Dam, Tham, Nam, Cham, Jham, Jam, Chan, Chang, Gam, Ghang, Gang, Kang, Kang, Aha, Aum, Om, Aim, Aim. This is like meditation. I'm getting blissed out. Aim, aim, rum, 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 im, im, rum, rum, aim, kang, gang, hangam, chen, jen, chang, tan, dan, nam, tan, dan, nam, pam, bam, bam, yam, ram, lam, vam, sham, sam, ham, lam, cham. This became 110. What I chanted just now is 110. That 110 becomes the complete mala, like a mantra mala, japa mala. And the uniqueness of doing these nyasas is your entire body becomes the mala for the mother. Your whole body becomes the mala. You became a japamala. And of course, when we are doing the Navakshari mantra japa, we say Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaye Viche Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaye Viche. Like that we do the Navarna mantra japa. But this Matrika Nyasa is only done with the Nyasa of invoking the Matrika at different places of the body, 50 different places of the body. Now, what Mother Meera said, सांसों की माला पे सिमरू में पी का नाम. You have become the mala for the mother. सांसों की माला पे, सांसों की माला पे, सांसों की माला पे सिमरू में, सिमरू में, सिमरू में पी का नाम. You are in love with the mother. You are telling this mother everything in this body that is functioning at different places is because of your divine grace. Therefore, my body is the mala for you. And if you do this nyasas with matrikas, 100% your thought will get purified. Your word will get purified. The place where you are doing this will get purified. And your mind will become completely still doing these nyasas. Okay, so Lalata, Mukha, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right nostril, left nostril, right cheek, left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, upper teeth row, lower teeth row, tongue touching the palate, then the face itself, then ka is done here, ka, kang, kham, gum. So you use the Mrigamudra, gum, gham, gum, tip of the right fingers. Similarly, left, go to cham, 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 jam, jham, cham, like that. Then start from the right hip. At the tip of the hip is thumb. I'll put my leg up so you can see thumb, dum, dham, num. So you're going from, so each of these matrikas, you're going like that, right? So I'll do again, am, im, im, rum, 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 and these the mouth part you don't have to touch. You can imagine that you are actually going over upper lip, lower lip, and then you don't need to touch your teeth, etc. You're only doing it in the context of imagining. So you can put your hand like this and say aim, aim, om, aum, aha, kang, kam, khang, gum, gham, gum, cham, okay, cham, cham, jam, jham, cham. Right leg from the hip, tum, then the knee, thumb, then the ankle, dum, then the base of the toes on the right side, dham, num, the tip of the toes. Same thing here on the left side, thumb, thumb, dum, dham, num. Then pum, here on the right hip, pum, left hip, bum, back of your hip, bhum, navel, mum, stomach, yam, heart, ram, left amsa, which is the here, lam, tip of the spine in the back, vam, left side, sham, take from the heart, hand, pass it all the way through the right hand. This is sham. Then taking here, sham, sam, from the heart all the way to the feet on the right side. Hum, heart all the way from the heart to the left foot. Hum. Lam is again the stomach area. Cham is the face. This is the one. And then you go back. Go back, not for this nyasa. The Matrika, when we do the Navakshari nyasa, then we will do 108. For right now, we will do only the 50. Okay, now somebody kindly mute, ma, please mute. Okay. Okay, so we'll just finish this today, and then we'll learn the rest of the nyasa, which will be primarily mantras. Now you have 1 week to practice this every day. Huh? Okay. You get just Om Namaha, Om Namaha, Om Im Namaha, Om Im Namaha, Om Namaha, Om Namaha, Om Rum Namaha, Om Rum Namaha, Om Rum Namaha, Om Rum Namaha, Om Aim Namaha, Om Aim Namaha, Om Namaha, Om Aum Namaha, Om Namaha, Om Aha Namaha, Om Kam Namaha, Om Kham Namaha, Om Gam Namaha, Om Ghan Namaha, Om Gan Namaha, Om Cham Namaha, Om Cham Namaha, Om Jam Namaha, Om Jham Namaha, Om Chan Namaha, Om Tam Namaha, Om Tham Namaha, Om Dam Namaha, Om Dham Namaha, Om Nam Namaha, Om Tam Namaha, Om Tham Namaha, Om Dam Namaha, Om Dham Namaha, Om Nam Namaha, Om Pam Namaha, Om Pham Namaha, Om Bam Namaha, Om Bham Namaha, Om Yam Namaha, Om Ram Namaha, Om Lam Namaha, Om Vam Namaha, Om Sham Namaha, Om Sham Namaha, Om Sam Namaha, Om Ham Namaha, Om Lam Namaha, Om Sham Namaha. Okay, that will pass there. So this is where the iti Matrika Nyaso Deva Sarupya Pradaha Prathamaha. Deva Sarupya Pradaha. There are 4 levels of presence to the mother. Sarupya, Sarupya is the next level. First is Salokya, then Sarupya, then Sayujya. So here, Sarupya Pradaha means the form. By chanting these Matrikas along with this, some people also say Om Namaha Hamsa Namaha, something like that. So they also say the Hamsaha. So that is in Sri Vidya Upasana. But here, since we are not doing particularly Sri Vidya Upasana, the protocol here is for just doing the Parayana. These are the Matrika Nyasaha, which will give the Deva Sarupya Pradaha. Sarupyam will get. Then you will get Samipya, Sayujya, Salokya, all these different levels. In the ultimate thing is basically you have to be completely in the divine consciousness of the mother. Then you will totally see the beautiful decryption and decompression of the Vishwarupa, the cosmic form of the mother, through the next of the 700 shlokas. Now these are chanted after Kavacham. These nyasas are done after the Kavacham. So the Prastavana first, then there is the Chandi, the Jevi Kavacham, then there is Argala, then there is Kilakam, then this is 11 Matrika, this 11 Nyasas, and after the 11 Nyasas, then we do the Saptashati Nyasa, the Devi Ratri Suktam Parayanam. After Ratri Suktam is the Devi Saptashati Nyasa. Then you get into the Parayanam of the Devi Saptashloki. So we will next Saturday, we will not have the class, but next Saturday is the complete Parayana. It is the day after Shravana Shukravaram. Now you're getting this Nyasas on beautiful Shravana Masa, Mahalakshmi's grace. And this next week, when you join the this Parayanam, you will get a feel for the complete Parayana Vidhi, because I will be doing all of that. And Sunday we'll continue the rest of the Nyasas. Jai Sai Ram. Om Yadaksharapada Bhrashtam Matra Hinantu Yad Bhaven Tat Sarvan Shamyataan Deva Narayana Namostute Visarga Bindu Matrani Padapadaksharaani Cha Nyunani Cha Tiriktani Kshamasva Saishvara Aparatha Sahasrani Kriyante Harnisham Maya Dasoyamiti Mamatva Kshamasva Saishvara Anyatha Saranannastit Tvameva Sharanam Mama Tasmat Karunya Bhavena Raksha Saishvara Hari Om Tatsat Sri Saishwararpanamastu Swastif Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishah Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Samastalokah Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokah Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokah Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yes, ma. Today there is a practice also. I think we have not recorded one of the chapters, so I have to check that. We will finish recording of, I believe, 9th chapter is not recorded, so the 9th chapter recording practice will happen, and we will resume next Saturday. So some people are proposing if we can meet in person to do the Parayana next Saturday. We'll see how Swami will guide. And maybe we should do it in person in the Sai Center, because we're doing with full Nyasa and everything, so people will have the benefit of watching it. But we will pray to Bhagavan to do whatever is possible. Jai Sai Ram. Okay, any questions other than that? Did I miss anything? Yes.